Let me ask you something. What if, as you're now watching this video, you've already done this before, over and over again? Not just once, not twice, but over and over again, in an infinite way. Every thought that you ever had, every idea that you ever made, every mistake, every success, every moment, those are all repeated. And when you die, well, it will start over in the same way, exactly the same way. The same parents, the same childhood, the same story again and again. And that is forever. A terrifying idea, a challenge, and maybe the most important questions you'll ever ask yourself. This idea wasn't born from science fiction. It's not a fiction. It comes from the most dangerous minds in the field of philosophy, which is Friedrich Nietzsche. Imagine this. One night, you're walking alone, and suddenly, a black figure appears to you and whispers in your ear, "This life that you're living, you're gonna have to live it over and over and over again, countless times, and there will be nothing new to it. No escape, no change." How would you feel? Would you collapse under the weight of it? Would you scream in despair? Or would you just say, "I'll live it again. I would want nothing to be different"? This was Nietzsche's ultimate test, a test of how are you living your life. Because if you would repeat your life again and again, forever, then maybe you're not living it in the way that you want to live it. The idea of the eternal return appears in multiple philosophies like the ancient Greeks and Buddhism. Some believed that time is a cycle. The universe expands and collapses over and over and over again. As every action, every event in your life is destined to be repeated. Modern physics actually suggests that, given infinite time, the exact rearrangement of the atoms that makes you and be returned, that given enough time, you would be born again, exactly as you're now. This is not just a thought of experiment, this is a challenge. Let's stop here for a second. Think about what this really means. Think about reliving the worst moments over and over again. The biggest mistake that you've ever made, the loss that you've never recovered from, the day you felt completely alone. This will happen again and again and again. Most of us believe that time moves in a straight line, that we live now in the present. The moment that I was recording this was the past, and what lies forward is the future, always carrying us towards something new. But what if time is a circle, progress and no escape, just repetition? This is why, for me, eternal return is really terrifying. Because it forces you to confront a question that basically all people spend their life avoiding. If I have to relive this life over and over and over again, would I be okay with that? Most of us goes through life in an autopilot, thinking that we might have more time, more chances. We put things off. We tell ourselves that we will be happy later. But if you truly knew that this is the only life that you will ever have, forever, would you be living differently? Drop me this in the comments. Now let's flip the idea upside down. Because while people see the eternal return as a terrifying idea, Nietzsche believed that this is the way to live life as you're supposed to. Think about it. If your life is going to repeat forever, then every decision matters. There's no second chance or redo button. Every choice you make is permanent. So why live with regrets? Why hold back? Why not chase the life that you actually want? Because if you don't, you will be stuck in the life that you didn't forever. Nietzsche believed that the strongest people are those who truly embraces life, who could look at the eternal return and say, yes, I would live it again. No second thoughts. This is amor fati, a love of fate. Not just accepting your life, but loving it. Every mistake and every failure, every painful moment. Because if you don't love your life now, how would you feel living it over and over again? So now, we return to the question. If you had to live this life over and over again for eternity, would you be okay with that? Or would you change something? Would you take more risks? Would you let go of the things that hold you back? Would you start living the way that you know that every moment counts? This is not a hypothetical question. Even if the eternal return is not real, the way you live your life is. So the real question is not, is it true? The real question is, are you living a life that really worth repeating? And if not, what are you gonna do about it?